Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo. Her name has been coming up a lot right now that Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested. But will Combs' ex-girlfriend play a role in his criminal case? We're going to revisit their history, the connections, and more with former prosecutor Ava.
J-Lo's mother warned us about Diddy. Nearly a decade ago, Jennifer Lopez's mom, Guadalupe, was ringing warning bells about Diddy.
Former record executive Suge Knight suggested that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's divorce was triggered by Lopez's appearance in tapes the FBI seized during a raid on Sean Diddy Combs' properties. Knight believes the FBI allegedly handed Ben Affleck tapes from the raid that implicate J-Lo in questionable activity.
The Diddy case is finally gaining traction, and all eyes are on him. Interestingly, while many high-profile figures have distanced themselves from Diddy, Jennifer Lopez has remained largely silent. This silence has sparked speculation about what she might know and whether she's trying to avoid becoming entangled in the legal proceedings. In Hollywood, few relationships are as intricate and public as those involving Jennifer Lopez, Diddy, and Ben Affleck. Each of them has enjoyed immense success in their careers, yet the headlines often center around their personal lives, focusing on relationships, breakups, scandals, and everything in between.
It's official. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck have called it quits on their second time at love. Now here's everything we know about their split. The singer filed for divorce from the actor on August 20th after more than 2 years of marriage, according to the filing obtained by multiple outlets. However, J-Lo reveals in the court documents that the couple actually broke up almost 4 months ago, listing their date of separation as April 26th. Just 10 days later, Jennifer raised eyebrows when she stepped out at the 2024 Met Gala solo, sparking rumors that she and Ben were having issues. At the time, his rep shared that he was in Los Angeles to film The Accountant 2. Elsewhere in her divorce documents, J-Lo asks the court to deny spousal support to both her and Ben, per TMZ. A source close to Jennifer also tells NBC News the couple did not have a prenup. As for why J-Lo decided to wait 4 months to officially file for divorce, she may have been holding out for a significant date, as August 20th is her and Ben's 2-year wedding anniversary.
In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the complex relationships between J-Lo, Diddy, and Affleck. We'll explore their high-profile romances, how their pasts continue to impact them today, and the ongoing legal challenges that have once again put Lopez and Diddy in the spotlight. Let's begin by revisiting the origins of J-Lo and Diddy's relationship and the infamous events that transpired in the late 90s.
This is J-Lo, aka Jenny from the Block. Where she got the nickname from, I don't know, but it might have something to do with that whole club situation back in the late 90s involving P. Diddy and Shine, where someone ended up getting in the face. But my girl Jaguar Wright was actually speaking on the situation about how J-Lo tries to disassociate herself from situations like that, and how Benny Medina actually removed her from P. Diddy and put her with someone new.
All Jennifer Lopez had to do was marry a white boy, Oscar winner, for people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. She had gunshot residue on her hands the night that Natanya was shot at that club. For all we know, that bullet came from the gun that was in her hand. And not once has she spoken up for the betterment of that woman. Not once has she donated.
That romance started after Lopez filmed the music video for her single, If You Had My Love. The two quickly became one of Hollywood's most talked about couples, frequently spotted together at red carpet events and parties. Lopez and Diddy appeared inseparable, consistently in the spotlight, setting trends and making headlines.
To be specific, they started dating while Diddy was technically with Kim Porter, and she found out through social media that he was dating J-Lo.
Get into it.
Jennifer stands by her man and issues several statements to the press.
She made a statement saying, I was with Puffy all night and he didn't have a gun. She just said, look, I love Sean, I'm going to be with him, and of course, Sean's album at the time was coming out with Forever. She said, I want to be with him forever.
Do y'all remember that movie Enough, where J-Lo played a DV victim who learns to fight back against her husband? Well, word on the street is that this movie was inspired by J-Lo's relationship with Diddy. The timeline is interesting for sure, because J-Lo accepted the role in Enough shortly after she broke up with Diddy in February 2000.
But beneath the glamorous facade, serious issues were brewing. One of the most infamous incidents in J-Lo and Diddy's relationship occurred in December 1999, when they were caught up in a nightclub shooting in New York City. After an altercation, gunfire erupted, leaving 3 people injured. Diddy, Lopez, and his bodyguard fled the scene in a car, leading to a high-speed chase with the police.
Early morning on December 27, 1999 in Manhattan, New York, shots were fired after an argument between Sean Diddy Combs and a man named Matthew Scar Allen. After the incident, rapper Sean, who was under Bad Boy Records, was arrested while Diddy and his girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez, fled the club, but were eventually stopped by police and arrested. Lopez was released after 14 hours and was never charged in the case, while Combs and his bodyguard Anthony Jones were acquitted on weapons charges. Shine, on the other hand, was convicted of assault and gun possession and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Well, one of the victims in the shooting, Natanya Rubin, who has never changed her story since day one, has stated once again that it was Diddy, not Shine, who shot her in the face and got away with it. Rubin has insisted for years that Shine had unfairly taken the fall for Diddy.
I said it immediately. I literally watched them pull out the gun. For God's sake, I got shot in my nose. I was facing them directly. I watched everything occur and have described it to all parties involved. I think in our society, we have respectability politics. There are people who want to be adjacent to power or celebrity or money. Because his name was more notable, he was believed.
Although Lopez was detained for 12 hours, no charges were filed against her. Diddy, on the other hand, faced legal consequences. He was accused of possessing a stolen firearm and attempting to bribe his driver to take the blame for the gun. His bodyguard was also arrested, and the ensuing trial turned into a media circus.
J-Lo's mother warned us about Diddy. Nearly a decade ago, Jennifer Lopez's mom, Guadalupe, was ringing warning bells about Diddy. Following Diddy's arrest on September 17th, a clip from Lopez's 2015 appearance on The Wendy Williams Show resurfaced where Williams suggested Lopez might get back with Puffy. Lopez laughed off the idea, pointing to her mother in the front row, who dismissed it with a hand motion saying, "It's done." The audience had mixed reactions, but Lopez emphasized her stance. No Puffy. Lopez's mother's disapproval was well known. In December 1999, Lopez was with Diddy during a nightclub shooting, leading to their arrest. Guadalupe scolded Lopez in Spanish at the police station, saying, "I told you not to get involved with him." Lopez was released without charges after 14 hours in jail. The couple broke up in 2001, with Lopez later revealing Diddy's infidelity.
During this time, Lopez remained publicly supportive of Diddy, but the strain on their relationship was undeniable. Ultimately, they broke up in early 2001. Years later, Lopez would reflect on this period, noting that Diddy's chaotic lifestyle and his infidelity were major factors in their split.
Your mother, grandmother, and even your dog knows about the Diddy raid. Maybe J-Lo doesn't want to reopen that door? She's allegedly been implicated in some of what the feds are looking into. And Diddy sounds like he's about to take some people down.
You know, a lot of disruptive things.
J-Lo was with Diddy from 1999 to 2000, and she got in some legal trouble with Diddy. Get your fingers ready to screenshot, because J-Lo finally spoke out about her relationship with Diddy.
It was just one of those breakups that really, it was like a tough one for me.
Bye, boy to him. Things were allegedly so bad that J-Lo had a nervous breakdown. In the interview, she said, "I was like, I don't want to move. I don't want..."
While the 1999 shooting is often recalled as a dark chapter in their relationship, it also had lasting effects. In a civil lawsuit filed in 2024, Rodney Little Rod Jones, a former producer for Diddy, alleged that the music mogul had once bragged about the shooting and claimed that Lopez had helped by carrying the gun into the club that night. Although this allegation remains unproven, it has reignited an interest in that fateful evening and Lopez's role in it.
Heard a woman yelling, and I quickly realized that was Jennifer Lopez, or better known to the world as J-Lo. Sean, what the hell? J-Lo blasted. Sean responded so calmly, "Relax, baby. What the hell? Did you have to start shooting? Isn't that what we have bodyguards for?" Now, normally when these kinds of situations arise, I remain quiet. I just listen. I play my position. Actually, yeah, you could say I play my position. But I wasn't paying attention to the news for the last day or so. And even though it would be the only thing anyone would talk about with me for months, no one has spoken to me about it.
Not long after her split from Diddy, Lopez began dating actor and director Ben Affleck. Their relationship, dubbed Bennifer by the media, quickly became one of the most high-profile celebrity romances of the early 2000s. They met while filming Giggly and soon became a tabloid sensation.
Primes, Ultra Primes.
Oh, this is your fantasy truck.
This is his ice compact suit. It's a aerator. This is the older compact version, right? These are really good. For the 70s, they're light handheld ones.
I don't care.
Under pressure.
You can handle that?
Just kidding.
What can I tell you? We're just having a good time.
fans getting a glimpse of the couple's relationship in her new doc, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, now streaming on Prime Video.
I did really find the beauty and the poetry and the irony in the fact that it's the greatest love story never told. And if you're making a record about it, that seems kind of like telling it.
It's so funny because we collaborate very well together, you know, and nobody knows my story.
One of the rumors that surfaced during this time was that Diddy had shown private videos of Lopez at his parties, which made Affleck uncomfortable. Whether this is true or not, it fueled speculation that Affleck wanted to distance himself from any association with Diddy's controversial lifestyle.
But former record executive, Suge Knight, suggested that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's divorce was triggered by Lopez's appearance in tapes the FBI seized during a raid on Sean Diddy Combs. Suge Knight believes the FBI allegedly handed Ben Affleck tapes from the raid that implicate J-Lo in questionable activities. J-Lo and her management team were reportedly on high alert, holding crisis talks to strategize in case she gets entangled in the ongoing criminal investigations surrounding her ex, Sean Diddy Combs. Now, I don't think J-Lo will be implicated in any way, to be honest with you. I just feel like she won't, because if she would have been, it would have been back then when it happened to the 1999 shooting where, you know, she was heavily involved, even has a mugshot on, I believe, but she walked off scot-free. Now, in this particular podcast, the way Suge Knight speaks of it is that Ben Affleck was told about this stuff because he is a man that is respected in that world. He has good connections, he has a good team behind him, and so therefore he was given a warning that, yo, your missus, your wife, she was seen on these tapes, etc. From what we found, Homeland Security, FBI were just letting you know.
Fast forward to 2023, and Diddy is making headlines once again, but this time it's not for his music or business ventures. In December of that year, he was arrested on federal charges of racketeering, sex trafficking and coercion. The allegations against Diddy paint a disturbing picture of a criminal enterprise that allegedly spanned decades, involving the exploitation of women and other serious crimes.
To the latest on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs, the music mogul facing federal racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking charges. The case follows a years-long fall from grace, and ABC's Morgan Norwood has a look at how we got here. Good morning, Morgan. Just a wild story.
Hi, Gio. Just a staggering fall from grace that started with that lawsuit by former girlfriend Cassie Ventura alleging years of abuse. And since then, Diddy has been at the center of multiple lawsuits, federal raids, and now a sweeping indictment. The feds are looking to quickly close in on alleged co-conspirators who for years kept quiet and helped keep that alleged criminal enterprise running.
This morning, the sex trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs moving full speed ahead. Lawyers for Combs and prosecutors set to hold a status conference to determine the next phase following the sweeping indictment alleging the music mogul leveraged his business empire, power, and prestige to abuse his alleged victim.
The charges have sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, prompting many to question who knew what and how extensive Diddy's network of illegal activities truly is. Reports indicate that over 50 witnesses have been interviewed by federal investigators, and the case is expected to involve some of Diddy's closest associates.
The alleged crimes of Sean Diddy Combs are what's trending in true crime this morning. Welcome back. I'm Julie Grant. Many people are noticing the celebrity associates who are not speaking out. Let's talk about them. For instance, Usher, who was managed by Diddy. Remember that when he was 13 and later worked with him as an adult. Usher recently wiped his profile from Twitter, X. He was mentioned in one of the sex assault lawsuits at someone who had sexual interactions with Combs. Howard Stern once asked Usher about Diddy's wild parties. Here's what he said.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you saying?
I went there to see the lifestyle, right? And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I understand. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
And we've got another Diddy associate who's noticeably quiet this morning, Justin Bieber. The singer becoming acquainted with Diddy around the age of 15 years old. And many are speculating that Bieber could be a victim, but Bieber himself has not come.
Given her history with Diddy, Lopez's name has naturally surfaced in discussions about the case. Although she hasn't been named in the federal indictment, her association with Diddy during the time of his alleged criminal activities has raised questions. Could she be called as a witness? Did she know more than she's revealing? These are all questions that the public and investigators are eager to explore.
What Jennifer Lopez had to do was marry a white boy, Oscar winner, for people to stop remembering that she had a gun in her pocketbook. She had gunshot residue on her hands the night that Natanya was shot at that club. Not once has she spoken up for the betterment of that woman or say something in her defense to stop Puffy from gaslighting her and trying to put hits out on her because he was afraid that maybe one day they would open the case and she still has the bullet fragments in her face. Like J-Lo has said nothing. You really thought that just running off and marrying Ben Affleck was going to take you out of the Diddy downfall?
Former prosecutor Ava Sullivan suggests that this could be a case of guilt by association. Many celebrities who attended Diddy's infamous parties or were closely linked to him may fear that simply being in his orbit could tarnish their reputations. For someone like Lopez, who has worked hard to build a successful and positive image, staying quiet might be a strategic move to avoid any fallout. Let us know what you think in the comments. That's it for now. For more updates, hit the bell icon